Hello again. Hello there. This is only one Kenobi. Only one. And I've just been reviewing or doing a little video about that guy. This piece, you know, the carbon freezing chamber. But I thought I would take this opportunity to talk to you about another vehicle I got recently, which is this, the Landspeeder. You know, one that was never a priority for me. I went through, a bit of a massive spree of vehicle collecting. It started with this Legacy Collection Falcon, about 2017. Apart from before then, I wasn't really into vehicles. Then this beast kickstarted everything last year. So towards the end of 2019, when I knew I was going to be moving house and I'd have more space, I started to get into vehicles big time. So I've got loads of them now. You know, my favourite ones anyway. I don't get them all. I don't have that troop transport. But this, I was just thinking to myself, man, I don't have the Landspeeder, and it's so iconic and so important that I thought I would get it. So I did get a really good deal off a guy on a Facebook group. The prices even on those groups are going higher and higher now. The vintage collection is going astronomical, so I thought, well, I would get it now, you know, before they go even worse. One of the reasons why I never thought I'd get this vehicle before now is because I looked at it and I thought, yeah, it doesn't really look like it's got much weathering or features. I'm quite wrong about that. There's tons, look at that. There's even that metallic dent to it, look at that, see? Scuffs, fantastic. What a lovely vehicle this is, so iconic, as I say. Easy, look at that, brilliant. So in this video, I just want to give you a little bit of an overview of that. And so I've put it about there on my display shelf. If I pull back here, as you've heard me say before, my 3 3/4 inch collection is all in chronological. So we start on New Hope and we go all the way through Empire Strikes Back, Return of the Jedi. Down here, I know it's now being obscured by this, but we've got the sequel trilogy there. I was thinking about doing one side each, you know, good guys and bad guys, but that kind of goes in chronology as well. There's not much going on in the Rise of Skywalker area, but definitely I thought The Force Awakens was pretty good. I've got a ton of figures for that. But anyway, I'm digressing. What was I saying? So yeah, I figured that I would put the speeder amongst the figures. So you've got the droid sale there. I was going to put it here around the Mos Eisley area because about this point he would have Ben on board and maybe the droids, but nah, I just thought I'd put it here. I do have some Lukes I could put in there. I'll show you in a minute, but I thought it would be pretty cool with, you see, I've got Biggs there. That's a deleted scene, that. Biggs and Luke at the Toshi station. So Tantive 4, and then he's watching the battle on Tatooine. It wasn't left in the film, but trust me, it was. Undirty sand troopers there, and then they're slightly dirtier here. I like that idea. These are clean, these sand troopers, but technically they wouldn't step off that Star Destroyer dirty, would they? Nah, no, they'd become dirty on maneuver. So there you are. That's where I display it. The Luke I was talking about was this one here. It's not such a good Luke, really. And speaking of which, let's just pull back and have a word on this. Hasbro, why are you not giving us a Farm Boy Luke? For the love of God, if there's one figure that needs an upgrade, I know there's other figures that we need that we've never had in the modern vintage, like Bib Fortuna, and the list goes on. But in terms of an upgrade, and in terms of a really important character, excuse the sarcasm in my tone, but Jesus, it's got to be him, hasn't it? And she could do with some attention too. I need to open my Luke, the Stormtrooper Luke, but basically I have the twins together because it's kind of the first time they meet. I did have them stood side by side last time I checked, but anyway, I was going to put Luke in here, but nah, he won't look right anyway wearing that Stormtrooper belt. He should be down here in the Death Star sort of section. But anyway, the vehicle is awesome. One thing I thought it would have was, I thought there was a thing to clip onto that, you know, like a cover. Some vintage collection stuff is awesome. They go all out with detail. For example, on here, I'm sure you can, excuse me a minute, you can open stuff. Bear with me, I'm gonna have to take this off. We're going rogue here, ladies and gentlemen. I'm gonna show you the box, stay tuned. They do things like that, see? They don't have to, they don't need to, but man, oh, there's a spare speeder bike blaster in there. Scout Trooper blaster. just attention to detail. It's fantastic, isn't it? I mean, you know, really good. That's what makes it premium. So I thought this was the same thing. It had a cover that you could take on and off, but no. I like the Snowspeeder's the same. There's like a thing you can take off there. You can see the engine inside. But still, that's it. I will now cut there, I think, and show you the packaging, the box. Stay tuned. Hello there. I've got it spinning on here. I don't want to overload it though. No, I'm getting nervous. I'm taking that off. I don't want to wreck that. That's my rotating platform. I usually have, well, I do my figure reviews with stuff on that, and also currently I have my I keep him on that spinner. Looks really good for the display. Anyway, down to the packaging. Now, one of the reasons why I've never invested in a Landspeeder before is probably because I never had one as a kid. The only vehicles I had as a child in the 80s, I was about 4 years old in 85 when, you know, the lines were dying out by then. You could get them by maybe the late 80s if you were lucky, but I still remember the packaging and all of that, you know. That's why I love the vintage collection. Anyway, the Landspeeder, I didn't even know you could get one back in the 80s. That's because I was so young, man, and that's the deal. But they've mocked up this to look just like the one in the 80s, which is great, and that's what they do with the vintage collection. They've done that with several other vehicles, like the Slave 1. They've done it, and you know, even with the X-Wings and stuff like that, you know, especially the big one. But it's pretty cool, lovely packaging. I'm just glad I own this now. As I say, the value of these things are going up and up. The guy who sold it to me, he said, oh, please excuse, there's a bit of damage on the box. It's not that bad. I've seen far worse than that. I'm not going to be displaying these boxes, much as you might think I do. The reason that's there is just because I've just been reviewing it. I like the boxes and everything, but that will be going away. I like to enjoy vintage packaging in my carded room only, because, man, I've got so many boxes of this stuff. I don't know where I'd find space for that and the figures, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, so where are we up to? The Landspeeder, ladies and gentlemen. Again, really nice detail. Very well done. Look at that. Again, you know, classic details. And inside, you know, you never see this in a film, but look at all that. It's like a nod to the real world, you know, Earth. Gear stick included, you know. Obviously, this gun comes with it, which you put on the side there. That's the best way I can put it on. I wish the teeth that hold that gun in place were a different way, like going down the side a bit more. I don't know. But anyway, look at that kind of, yeah, that vintage classic look there. Look at it. It's just echoes a little bit of sleek 60s, kind of maybe 50s, 60s. I don't know, man. The design is so classic, not just classic in the Star Wars sense, but, you know, echoes designs of Earth, you know, kind of I mean, Star Wars is made in the late 70s, but, you know, it's not too far from the decade of the 60s. This is the colour, the tone, maybe it's these engines, you know, that DC-10 look, you know. I mean, the film was made in 77, but this has got something sleek about the designs of certain things in maybe the 70s or even the 60s, you know, late 60s here. You know, it's Lucas's movie at the end of the day, and he would have had a say in, you know, how he wanted things to look. And he wanted a get-around car, you know, like a vehicle, something with a little bit of style, you know. It does have style. Definitely. And it looks like it's got power. And we all know about George Lucas and his need for speed. Man, the guy nearly lost his life, didn't he, in a car crash. He loves racing. Now, this is pad racing. That's why you got that, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, again, I'm just giving you a little bit of an overview. That is maneuverable, that it's articulatable, if that's a word. It kind of operates this thing here. If you pull that up, it can do that. Can you see what I mean? And then you put it down, so it gives it a floating effect if you do have it stationary. The fact that they are clear, that's alright, it's cool, isn't it? Really good. The engine's there. So again, I mean, I got this. This is the best you can buy. A while ago, I did iron up the Power of the Force 2 one, but it looked a bit chunky and not so good. This is sleek. Everything in the vintage collection, they scale correctly. Even humans, you know. Everything is scaled. You know, Power of the Force 2, you not only get chunky figures, but you can sometimes get chunky vehicles, but that seems to work okay. Right. Thank you so much for watching. Please do subscribe if you are new around here. This has been Only One Kenobi. Only one. Oh, and hit the thumb up button if you like this video. Out.